Now, normally I tend to stay away from products with anime goes on them, because I'm not that desperate, at least not yet. But when Akko sent over the MOD68 HE keyboard, I just have to see what the deal is about. So let's have a look at what exactly awaits us inside. It is a 65% keyboard, hence as you can see it's a rather on the small side. However, despite its size, it's still pretty heavy. As for kind of most of the keyboards we've covered before, it is extremely solidly built despite its small size. Now, beyond just the keyboard itself, let's see what else we have in this box right here. So everything you'd ever need is in this tube, including your key/switch puller, because yes, they are all hot swappable, as well as what else we have here. We have a USB Type-C to A cable, and that's it accessory wise. Oh no, we do have a little very tiny Allen key as well, but that is it. So it is pretty bare bones. So let's kick the box and see what the big deal is with the star of the show right here. Now, it is a magnetic adjustable keyboard, and we've covered quite a few of these on the channel before. If you don't know what they're about, basically you can adjust the actuation point of every individual switch. So you know how you usually have to press a switch down a specific amount for it to actually register as being triggered? Well, we can change this amount, and with this keyboard you can do it in steps of as little as 0.005 millimeters. So if you're playing games and you have to do everything pretty fast, then the second you even remotely press down the key, then the action is going to trigger, and the time is further improved by the 8,000 Hz polling rate, which is becoming a standard in these more premium keyboards. But that's all of the jargon speak. In the real world, even when playing competitive games like Rainbow Six Siege, I cannot really sense a difference when it comes to these kind of keyboards. But of course, it's going to differ person by person. If you're more sensitive to any slight delay in your actions, or if you're just playing very specific games, or you're very competitive in those games, then of course it's going to come in helpful. And of course, it also comes in useful for typing, because you can just set it up that you have the perfect actuation point for whatever your typing habits to make it a lot more comfortable. Now, speaking of comfort, it does not come with a wrist rest, neither is the slant at the back adjustable anyway. You can't adjust the legs or anything. It does go up at a bit of an angle, as you can see, but it is completely non-adjustable. Though thankfully the angle they have chosen is comfortable enough, even if you probably still want a wrist rest, because your wrists will be kind of pretty high up when you just lay down like this. So that's something to keep in mind and probably invest in. In terms of the loudness of it, I mean, sure, it's kind of louder than your more traditional linear, but definitely not as loud as something more clicky or tactile. It's in a very unique realm that these magnetic switches reside in. And again, it is hot swappable. Over here on the left, we do have our USB Type-C port, so we can connect it up via the included cable, which I've thrown somewhere. And all connected up, as you can see, we have some RGB going on here as well. All of the keys, the tops are translucent, but then the sides, as you can see, they're pretty much transparent. So those will be the main areas that let the most light in. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, in terms of actually customizing the RGB, you are going to have to use the Akko Special Web app. So at least that's something you don't have to install on your PC and use up precious megabytes of storage. It's also where you're going to be doing all of your adjustments to the actuation and all of the other special options that this keyboard has. So you may want to familiarize yourself with it. But what about the price? You know, the thing that ultimately dictates if it's worth it or not. Well, you have quite a bit of customization you can do here. It starts at around $107, but there's a lot for you to customize, so the price will definitely go up depending on what you choose exactly between the different colors, whether it's wired or wireless, etc. Which, compared to many other keyboards we covered recently, is almost fair. I mean, I've been saying that keyboards that are literally missing a numpad and your function keys at the top should cost less, and this one does. So with a hot swappable magnetic keyboard with a pretty decent frame, it's a fair enough price, even if it hasn't really quite yet sold me on this whole trend of 10 kilos and more compact keyboards. Maybe one day somebody will finally show up on this channel that will convince me that this craze is actually worth it, but for now, I'm still sticking with my numpad. But if you want to get this thing yourself, then our links to it will be down in the video description below, where you're also going to find our Patreon, because even a single $1 month really goes a long way. And in December, all $10 tier patrons will be getting a special Christmas card. Plus, huge thanks to Gavin Burns, Justin Rage, Ella Ronyak, Balash Voka, Another Pseudonym, Meg Sumner, and Shane Allcroft. But anyway, that's what it's. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then remember to subscribe, like, whatever, and I'll see you all in whatever I make next. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.